Have you ever felt like you're changing, but you can't quite explain how? Like you're not who you used to be, yet you're still becoming someone new, someone stronger, calmer, wiser. It's not something loud or dramatic. It's quiet. It's subtle. It happens in moments when no one's watching, in the way you think, in the choices you make, in how you react when life tests you again. This is what becoming your best self truly feels like. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about growing into the version of you that finally feels like home. And if you're wondering whether you're really evolving, these are the signs your soul has already begun the transformation. You no longer chase approval. There was a time when you lived for other people's opinions, when you dress, speak, or even dream according to what would please them. You were addicted to being liked, terrified of being judged. But now something has changed. You don't seek validation anymore. You create it from within. You've learned that peace feels better than attention. You don't need a crowd to clap for you when you know you're doing the right thing. This quiet confidence, this inner calm, it's your soul whispering, I finally trust myself. And that trust is one of the first signs that you're becoming your best self. You've learned the true meaning of self-care. It's no longer about luxury. It's about survival. You've stopped wearing exhaustion as a badge of honor. You've learned that pouring from an empty cup helps no one. Now you rest without guilt, protect your peace without apology, and choose yourself without hesitation. You no longer need to explain why you distance yourself from chaos. You just know your energy is sacred. That shift from neglecting yourself to nurturing yourself is what turns strength into serenity. Because real power doesn't come from doing more. It comes from healing deeper. You've started noticing beauty in the small things. The sunlight through your window, a random smile from a stranger, the calm silence after a storm. Gratitude has become your new language. You've stopped chasing the next big thing and started seeing the magic in what's already here. You used to overlook these little moments, but now they mean everything. Because gratitude doesn't change what you have, it changes how you see it. And when you start seeing beauty in simplicity, you realize life was never empty. You just weren't present enough to feel it. You've learned to set boundaries, and you finally respect them. Once, you let people cross lines that drained your soul. You said yes when you wanted to scream no. You gave second chances to people who didn't even deserve the first. But not anymore. You've realized that protecting your peace is not selfish. It's sacred. You've learned that saying no is a complete sentence. And every time you choose yourself over chaos, you rise. This isn't coldness, it's clarity. Boundaries are how you teach others to value your presence. And when you enforce them with love and strength, you become unshakable. You've found direction, even if the road ahead still feels uncertain. You don't have everything figured out, but you've stopped drifting aimlessly. Your goals are no longer about proving yourself. They're about fulfilling yourself. You've realized that success means nothing if it costs your peace. You move with intention now. You understand that progress isn't always fast. Sometimes it's silent. Sometimes it's painful, but it's always real. And with each small step, you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. That sense of purpose, that inner fire, that's your growth guiding you forward. You've stopped fearing change. You've started embracing it. Once you clung to comfort, terrified of losing what felt familiar. But now you understand that comfort can be a cage. Every ending that once broke you now looks like a beginning in disguise. You've learned that change doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to rebuild you. So when life shifts, you don't panic. You adjust your sails. You become adaptable, flexible, unstoppable. That's evolution. That's strength. Because the ones who grow aren't the ones who stay safe. They're the ones who let go. You're not afraid to ask for help anymore. There was a time you carried every burden alone because you thought asking meant weakness. But now you know the truth. It takes courage to say, I need help. It takes strength to admit you can't do it all. You've learned that vulnerability isn't weakness. It's wisdom. You allow others to show up for you, and you don't feel guilty about it. You understand that connection heals. And through that openness, you've built deeper relationships. The kind that make you feel seen, supported, and human. This is growth, learning that strength and softness can coexist. You've learned to love yourself, truly, completely, unapologetically. Once, you stood in front of the mirror, counting your flaws. Now you see someone who's been through hell and still found a way to shine. You've stopped comparing your path to others. You stopped waiting for someone else to tell you you're enough. Because now, you know you are. You forgive yourself for the times you stayed too long, for the mistakes you made when you didn't know better. You treat yourself with the same compassion you give to others. This is what self-love looks like. Not perfection, but peace. And when you learn to love yourself like that, everything in life starts to align. You become a lifelong learner. You no longer crave comfort. You crave growth. You read, you listen, you ask questions. You're hungry to understand yourself and the world around you. You see every failure as feedback, every setback as a lesson. You know that wisdom isn't something you achieve, it's something you become. You're not afraid to change your mind, to start over, to unlearn what no longer serves you. That hunger to keep evolving, that's what keeps your soul alive. Because your best self isn't a final destination. It's a lifetime of becoming. And finally, you've made peace with your past. You've stopped running from it, stopped hiding from it. You've forgiven people who never apologized. Not because they deserved it, but because you deserve peace. You've stopped letting your pain define you. Now, you use it to refine you. You've learned that closure isn't something you get from others. It's something you give yourself. And when you stop trying to erase your scars, you realize they were never meant to shame you. They were meant to shape you. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every dark night was molding you into the person you are today. And that person is strong. That person is aware. That person is becoming. Becoming your best self isn't about having it all together. It's about showing up, even when you're scared. It's about healing what broke you without letting it harden your heart. It's about outgrowing old versions of yourself without losing your soul. You're not behind. You're not late. You are unfolding exactly the way you're meant to. So when life feels heavy, remember, growth is messy. Healing is slow, but every small step forward is still progress. Because one day, you'll look back and realize, every pain was a teacher, every loss a blessing, every ending a beginning. You didn't fall apart. You evolved. You didn't lose yourself. You found your truth. You didn't fail. You grew. And that's how you become your best self. Quietly, courageously, one choice at a time. If this message reached you today, it's because you needed to hear it. You're not the same person you were last year. And that's a beautiful thing. Keep growing. Keep becoming. Because your best self isn't ahead of you. It's already awakening inside you. If this message reached your heart, subscribe to the channel and keep evolving with us. Your transformation has already begun.